Good evening, everybody. Roed the Red coming to you once again this evening from Louisville, Kentucky with American Stealth and the news you can use. I don't know how much news there's going to be. Most of what I'm going to talk about you are probably already aware of. I got through my family dollar hell day. Any rate, I found out today the store that I'm working at will be my permanent store. Once we get done with the remodel on this one, then I'll be staying at the one that I'm at, and I'm hoping that this one, since she is in such bad need of everybody, that I will get the assistant manager position at this store, which will help. But I need to get paid. Not at all happy about the fact that I do not have any money on payday. At any rate, getting to more serious issues, it looks like the stock market might be in the process of crashing. A lot of people seem to be pretty concerned about it, and it all seems to be revolving around guess who it, guess who, guess what, the coronavirus. I guess I really shouldn't be surprised. I wasn't expecting it was going to happen quite this soon. I think is really what I'm the most surprised about. All I can say is it must really be affecting China a lot worse than they want to let on. Excuse me. It's been a long day. Excuse me. Ugh. Didn't get as much sleep as I needed last night. It must really be affecting China's manufacturing a lot worse than they're letting on. Or I don't think that the stock market would be reacting this soon the way that it is. I mean, it's like a 10% drop? I think that's the most that we've seen since 1929. I could be wrong, but I think it is. If this gets worse than it already is with reference to the stock market, we're going to see some massive inflation take place on everything. So all I can say is while the things that you need are cheap enough that you can afford to buy them, get out and get it. I would be doing that myself if I had any money, but unfortunately I don't. I do have stuff stocked away in a, what do you call that place? Storage unit. Provided I can get some money to pay for my storage unit. I also have a post-dated check coming out for $135 that I owe for the last time I took Diva to the vet. I don't know what's going to happen. I might not even have a phone in a day or two. At any rate, I find it odd. I don't know about the rest of you, but I don't know. After having gotten this warning from the CDC, and they still say that their main form of testing, or their main reason for testing people for coronavirus, is still if they have had contact with someone from Wuhan, Hubei, or someplace that's having a really big outbreak. I'm sorry, but I think that's ridiculous. I personally feel that anybody who is having any kind of difficulty breathing, any kind of respiratory symptoms, should automatically get tested for this virus just to be on the safe side. It is airborne. It is traveling on the wind all over the world and all over the United States. It's probably already all over the United States, and I think it likely is. You know, they've got it. They only telling us about the one person that has gotten this virus without having had any contact from or with anybody from China. Do you really think there's only been one person with all these school closings that have been going on? And it wasn't just here in Kentucky, this has been going on all over the country around the same time it was happening here. I don't think that's a coincidence. I just don't. And then, of course, we had all the ones that were being so tight-lipped, not even saying what the illness was that they were closed for. Some of them were saying it was the flu. Others were just saying due to illness. I'm sorry, but I think it's all over the damn country. And I think it has already started affecting people all over the country. It's definitely affecting people all over the world. I mean, all I can say is get what you need to get while the getting's good. Because things are about to get really bad when the food and everything else has gotten so expensive that a lot of people can't afford to buy even what they need for a week or a month. The shit's gonna hit the fan. Don't think that it won't. People, when you be going to the grocery store, there'll be people there waiting with guns and knives to take your food and whatever you have bought to drink away from you when you come out of the door. I bet you it's going to happen. And it'll probably be even worse than that. Soon after that starts, it'll get worse. They'll start breaking into your house. People notice that we're going to be doing the same thing for a little while that they were doing in Venezuela. They'll be killing squirrels and pigeons and whatever else that they can find running around the city wild, including rats likely. And when all of those animals have been depleted, then they're going to come after your pets. And when they're all gone, they're going to come after you. Don't think it won't happen, because it is likely to get that bad. They did it during the Great Depression of the 1930s. If it got that bad then, don't think it can get that bad again, because it most certainly can, and it is likely to get worse than it was then. I mean, people helped each other back then as much as they could. People don't do that now. Everybody's all, I'm all out for me. Or it's all me and mine and I don't care what happens to you. That's the attitude of a lot of people these days. Don't expect that there's going to be too much altruism going on. There might be in the beginning, but it won't last very long. It won't. And plus, back then there were a lot more people that were farming. A lot more people who knew how and did grow their own food even in the city. And a whole lot of people doing that now. A lot of people won't do it because they're concerned that somebody's going to steal it before they get a chance to eat any of it. And that is likely, depending on what city you live in and what part of a city you live in. At any rate, it's getting bad out there, folks. And it's going to get worse. So buckle up. We're in for a bumpy ride. Probably bumpier than bumpy. Way beyond uncomfortable. Get your house in order. Get right with God. Because you don't know what... Well, we know what's coming. And we know how bad it's going to get. But we don't know how soon it's going to happen. How soon it's going to get as bad as it is likely to get. All I have to say is if you don't have rural property, then you need to, if you haven't yet, find a place to go. Doesn't matter whether you're going to have a house to live in or not. You might have to build something or just get yourself a tent. It's better than being out in the cold, wind, snow, rain, etc. At least you'll be dry. You might not be as warm as you like, but hell, if you got somebody you can snuggle up with, that'll help keep you at least a little bit warmer. I don't know what else to tell you. You know, everything that I think everything that I have said over the last year, if you've stayed with me that long, is probably everything I've told you is enough to get you through a really difficult, prolonged situation if you just go back and listen to and watch the videos that I have done over the last year. I really think you'll have all the information that you need to survive a situation where you have to leave the city and live in a tent or whatever you can manage. You'll be able to do it. It's not going to be comfortable, but you can do it. You can get through this. We will get through it. You know why? One of my favorite things, I don't know if you're a Trekkie or not, but I love Star Trek. I love Star Trek Voyager. Absolutely. My favorite character on there, two of my favorites. 7 of 9, Captain Janeway, and of course Harry Kim. I love Harry Kim. I adore Harry Kim. Oh, at any rate, 7 of 9, and one thing she says the most often when anybody is concerned about something that's going on or how they may get by or they're going to survive a situation that's coming that's going to be very difficult, she always says, we will adapt. And you know what? That's exactly what we're going to do. We will adapt. And we will not only survive, we will thrive together. Remember that. With the aid of God and each other, we will adapt and we will thrive. That's just the way it's going to be. That's the attitude we all need to have, and that is what we're going to do. We will adapt and we will thrive. Till next time, be at peace, be in prayer, be prepared, and pray some more.